Hello everyone. How you doing? I know it's Saturday night. Usually I do videos on Friday night. But I was just really tired last night and I did a video during the week. So anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. I want to thank all my subscribers who do comment on my videos because I read them all and I appreciate every single one of you. And I love all my subscribers. And like it says, I have 400 and some subscribers, but um, I don't never usually get that many views, so I don't think everybody watches me. But maybe they liked one video or was curious about a video, but it doesn't matter. I told you guys many times I'm not here for clicks, likes, views, or money. I'm not monetized. And I just like to talk about, you know, missing children. Summer Wells is missing out of Rogersville, Tennessee. And if you have any information regarding her, and these are her parents in the picture right here, if you've seen them on June 15th or any time after, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Thank you. Okay. I just wanted to talk a little bit. Someone else has come. There was another witness, and I knew I had seen part of this before, but I didn't remember where. But I know I was in some Facebook groups, about Summer Wells, uh, when this whole thing started. And I got out of them because there was really a lot of drama in those. Like whoever ran the group, if you didn't say, something certain way or whatever, they scolded you like you're a little child. And so that wasn't for me. So I got out of that. And anyways, I knew that I heard an abuse allegation about Candace and Summer. I just couldn't remember where, and I couldn't remember all the details to it. But I just wanted to show you a few things tonight. Also, I want to talk about Chris Marcos. Chris Marcos is actually a relative of Don and Candace because it's their grandma, it's Candace's mother's nephew, I believe. Somehow he's related in the family, or the family's married to him. If it's Candy Hare's niece or something married to him, I don't know. But, they have said that this Chris Marcos, I know that people did videos about it before. I don't know if you heard about him, but he was a registered sex offender, and I guess he, the R word, a little child. And it was a long time ago, like in 1992 or something. But the point is that this is their relative, and this Christopher Marcos had his address at 110 Ben Hill Road in up to June 16th. So I think that's weird, okay? And so, and I know he had to have gone up there with Grandis, and Don and Candace act like he's just their friend, but he's actually in the family. So it's weird. And Grandis's brother, he's a registered SO. So this whole family, man. And Don's son, he's a registered SO because in Utah, he was 18 years old and he was messing around, was having sex with somebody under 15. I don't know if she was 14 or 13, but he should have known better than that. But look at who he has for an example, his father. No, he probably doesn't know because at 12 years old, Don thought it was okay to SA his half sister. 12 years old. Don't tell me that you don't know better at 12, that you're not supposed to mess around with a 5-year-old. There's something wrong. But, anyways, I was looking up this Christopher Marcos guy, and I just happened to run across this video. And under fair use, I'm just going to use a couple little parts from it. But it's from Zab Girl, and I love her. She's a sweetheart. Go over to her and subscribe to her because she does great on her videos. But she published this all the way back June 30th of 2021. Okay, so in this interview was only a couple weeks after Summer went missing. These parents weren't very tore up, I can tell you that. And some of the stuff they did was weird, but I just thought that you should look at Candace's eyes and Don's eyes when she says something here in this video I want to show you. Watch her eyes and watch Don's expression and how his eyes go. Just give it a second here. Let me, I want to get up closer so you can see their face, okay? Here we go. This was the extended version that Zap Girl got. It says Candace Bly extended interview Chris Marcos past charges. Okay, so listen what she says here. Hold on.
It is difficult. It's very difficult.
Watch your eyes.
No sense at all.
Watch.
How can people just vanish and not be heard from or seen without a trace?
Did you? Okay, now I want you to pay attention when she says vanish and watch her eyes. And then we'll look at Don. Watch her.
Is this happening too? How does that make you feel?
It is difficult. It's very difficult.
When she says vanish, watch.
It makes no sense at all. How can people just vanish and...
She looks to the left and she looks in Don's direction, which I think is very strange.
Not being heard from or seen without a trace. It's very devastating.
She doesn't look very devastated. Sorry, Candace, but you don't look very devastated. But now I'm going to play it again. But this time, I want you to look at Don's eyes when she says vanished. Okay, here we go.
Is this happening too? How does that make you feel?
It is difficult. It's very difficult.
Watch now.
It makes no sense at all. How can people just vanish and...
Look how he looks down and looks around.
Or seen without a trace. It's very devastating.
I think that she looks at him because even when she said, nobody would ever hurt her like that as long as I was around. Like what, Candace? You must have seen what happened, right? As long as you were around. I thought that was really strange when she said that in this interview. Hold on here. I have to try to walk around my dog because he lays right in front of my feet. Let me see if I can get him. it's kind of hard to move around, man. But anyways, I just thought it was strange how she looked at him. But I want to take you up here. This is just the interview that everybody's heard, but I didn't, this has a couple more little things in it, not too much, but the extended version. I mean, it actually has a lady asking her the questions. Ashley, I think her name is. I don't know. Okay, come on, let's get to this. Sorry. Okay. Right here. I want to start right here. And I do have to turn this up. I just want you to listen. Okay. All right. I want you to get kind of closer so you can see the... Okay, watch this. Oh, of course, there's an ad that comes on.
So you can
Wait.
see, here's the...
This is kind of a love story. Because what is this, if not pure, unbridled passion?
Okay.
So you can see, here's the charge. Don Wells charge. Summer's father's son.
Summer's stepbrother, half
As you
brother.
can see, he has... Well, I'll let you read it. You guys could read that. So you have him. And it's probably in the presence of Summer. And then we're going to go over Christopher Marcus. And he has charges in 3 different states. These kind of charges.
Okay. That was Don's son, oldest boy, 18 years of age, solicited another person who was less than 15 years of age to engage in...
Okay, so here's a post from somebody who supposedly talked to Candace, Summer's mom, after Summer disappeared. So this person said that she told me she don't even know when she disappeared. Candace told you that? I recommend you tell TBI. Do you talk to her? How are you getting her to talk to you? Are you talking about Summer's mom? Yes, she told me, and I've sent all my conversations in. Tell the police. She's on...
Okay. That's not what I want you... I recommend that you go watch this video because this is Zav Girl's video, and she's really good. But anyways, let's move along just over to here.
And the other kids
Okay,
are
hold on.
boys that looks like a girl. Looks like that could be
That's
Summer.
Summer.
So it's kind of interesting.
But I don't know if that
Because what time
picture
did she
was that
supposedly
day.
disappear? Okay, so here's
Okay.
Christopher Marcos records. So you have that in California. Charges, offenses,
Under
lewd or lascivious acts
14
with a
years
child
of
under
age.
14 years of age.
That's the guy
And
that...
then we have
Look at
another
that.
one in Tennessee, as you can see, R of a child, second degree, R of a child, second degree. And then we have one in Washington, R of a child. So we got one in California, Tennessee, and Washington. So I feel like those are the important charges for, basically for it being relevant to the case, You could see how that could possibly be important in the case, those details. If this guy was around Summer, I mean, you never know. But here's some of the other charges, random charges.
Anyways, he has a lot of charges on him. But my point is that he's either married into Candace's family, or it's the husband of her niece, I believe, or he is related, I don't know. But I think it's really sad that there's a lot of this in that family, so, it's kind of weird. Okay, you can look at everything later on. But I want to show you this. Let's get to here.
Specified.
Okay, hold on.
Another charge is no valid Arizona driver's license, evidence of financial responsibility.
And he lives in Wisconsin.
And here's another interesting post I found.
Okay.
I called DCS. I'm not sure whatever came about the situation, but I haven't slept because I feel so guilty for not doing more. I should have kept calling, but I didn't think they would do anything because I already called. I told them what I knew, that I saw her hit and kick Summer, and that they would lock her in the basement. I called again as soon as I found out Summer was missing. The basement had a lock on the inside and outside, but I've been in that basement and I know how hot it gets, and she would scream. You don't punish a kid this way. I assume Summer never told them the truth if they talked to her. She would be a hyper little girl, what kid isn't? She always wanted attention. She was a very sensitive kid. One day her mom wasn't watching her and she pulled out plants and her mom had a fit. As far as the DCS report about her husband, just so you know, her mother was just as scared as Candace, as she was her son-in-law. She ran all over her mother, called her names, etc. I don't know how she tolerated them. Oh, and it's funny how nice and sympathetic Donald talks on camera. That's not who he is, and it makes me sick. He could be nice, yes, especially if he needed your help with something. They would fight over money or something, and she would just go sit outside and do videos and was nearly falling asleep. She did fall asleep smoking and drinking beer, but she acted high too. Like I said, other times she would curse and hit him back, so you never knew what her personality would be on any given day. I think drug use made her bipolar. I never personally witnessed drug use, although I suspect she did pills. I saw him drink, but he never seemed super high unless he was drunk, but he did mention Xanax. Beer was their preference for alcohol. They must have cleaned up the thousands of beer cans outside before they called the law. The place would have looked much worse if it wasn't for some of the help she had. And one more interesting post. Somebody posted this under video, Court TV video comment. It says, I was on a live chat earlier. Someone who lives in the area said that it came across the scanner, that the sheriff's department responded to the parent's address and escorted a juvenile male back to the sheriff's department. Don't know how true the info is, but I will be looking for info tomorrow. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I will check.
Okay. So that's basically what I want to discuss tonight. I think it's very sad to hear that Candace was hitting and kicking Summer. She's just a little girl. I told you she had bruises all over her. I seen them in the pictures. And they would lock her in that basement. And she would scream. And now you wonder why Don said, I'm afraid that she's locked up in a basement somewhere in dungeon. And being outside was her downfall. I'm going to tell you guys what, when I heard that, I just want to kind of show you again what it said there because, you know, maybe I just want to. Right there, she called DCS.
I'm not sure whatever came about the situation, but I haven't slept because I feel so guilty for not doing more. I should have kept calling, but I didn't think they would do anything because I already called. I told them what I knew, that I saw her hit and kick Summer, and that they would lock her in the basement. I called again as soon as I found out Summer was missing. The basement had a lock on the inside and outside, but I've been in that basement and I know how hot it gets, and she would scream. You don't punish a kid this way. I assume Summer never told them the truth if they talked to her.
So it really just, I'm sorry if it's triggering to some of you. But, so there's another witness. There is somebody else. And I remember this comment because I believe I seen that on Facebook, in one of the Facebook groups for Summer Wells. And somebody posted that, the lady that got this message. And doesn't it make sense now when you just think of this right now? it makes sense that maybe she did get out of that door and they had her locked in there. And that was not good. I don't know. But it makes sense of what Don said. He said, I just keep thinking that she's in a dungeon somewhere in a basement and she can't go outside to play. That really bothers me a lot, you guys. So, I cannot defend these parents whatsoever. I haven't from day one. I know there is quite a few that do defend them. But how many people, is everybody lying? Is every single witness lying about seeing Don and Candace be abusive to them kids? You didn't think they just got those kids taken away for no reason, right? They got them taken away for a reason. Candace, I hope you watch this, Candace Bly Wells. I think that's terrible that you kicked and hit your daughter and this lady tried to turn you in because you punished your daughter and locked her in that basement. And you should be locked behind jail cell doors and the key thrown away. Shouldn't even be able to get out of jail, Candace. I have no mercy on you. Not now. Some of these things, they just get to be too much when you see how all these terrible things was going on in this little girl's life. Poor Summer. I don't care. She was your only little girl. Did you have to treat her this way, Candace? Did you have to shave her head and make her look ugly? Was that a part of punishment? Is that what you guys did to her? The boys had long hair. So what's the problem? You shaved her almost bald. And you dressed her like a boy. Did you just dislike her because it seems like the boys had nice clothes, and Summer didn't? It seemed like the oldest boy was way fatter than the other kids. Like maybe he got special treatment. And he got to go with his dad, but I think the reason he got to go with his dad is because there was something going on in that house. And Don had to get him out of there. I just cannot believe how terrible that someone could be to that little girl. There's no way. There's no way. I have my little grandson here tonight. I got to babysit him for a few hours. And he is the precious joy of my life. He wants me to take him out in my garden. He says, go to the garden, Greta. And, I've been dancing with him all half the night to his little shows, his little cartoons, CoComelon and Paw Patrol. And he's just adorable. And I don't know how anybody could hurt any little child. I know kids can be frustrating. Believe me, trust me. I raised 4 children, and they were not always easy. Sometimes they were a wild bunch of heathens. I'm not kidding you. I'd be beside myself. I don't even know how I made it through 4 kids, raising 4 kids. They're all grown, doing good, but I have no idea. Because them kids were wild sometimes, man. They gave me a run for my money. And they just, I had oldest one that was like, very hyperactive. And so she sometimes yelled a lot. She was unhappy a lot. And then I had a passive, sweet boy. And then I had another wild girl. And she was always getting in trouble, like wanting to go to friends and party. And I never had that with the other one, so she was a whole ball game in herself. So she was a wild one. And she got pregnant when she was younger, but she's got a great job and she's doing good. And she's got children and my grandchildren, and they're awesome. But you know, it is a lot of work, and sometimes some kids can be frustrating, you know, and a lot of work. But you cannot do this to a child. This is absolutely horrible, Candace. I don't care if she made you upset, whatever happened. How can you guys be so mean? You know, Dudley was telling us about how Don was having dreams that he was going to go to prison because he had been so violent to his children. Isn't that something? I mean, it's just witness after witness. You know, that Crystal Spencer, even she sat down and Candace did something this summer. I think Jody Sue believes that they did something this summer. She might not say it, but I think she believes that. And Hunter believed that Don and Candace did something to Summer. Allie thought so. And the grandma. And Sherry. Dudley. A bunch of people have talked about this case and about this little girl. And I'm just really, it is terrible. I'm just really upset about this when I heard this today. You know, I was just going through videos, just looking up stuff about Rose Bly, because I do think that, you know, these are just my opinions, you know, these are not fact. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But I do believe that Rose's husband or someone in their family had some, or helped the husband or something to get rid of Rose. You know, I don't know why. I guess he wanted custody of those kids and he divorced her right after she went missing. Like 3 weeks was all. Isn't that something? So yeah, nothing like being very suspicious. So, you know, he could have told her, come over here, I got something for you. Something could have happened to Rose. And he could have drove her car back there. Or, you know, maybe one of her friends did it. I always thought it was weird, though, because Grandis, if you go look at her interview, she drives down this back road, right? This road with, it's just all trees and woods, and there's nothing out there. But she drives down this road and says, I don't know, I'm always drawn here. I don't know why. It's very weird to me. All these people in this case. And you know, Grandis's brother. Man, that guy, he's scary looking. And you know what's wrong with these people? That they're messing around with all these little children. I told you guys it's so generational. It runs in the family. And it continues. The patterns continue on for years until somebody breaks the cycle of abuse, until somebody stops and says no, you know. Sorry. But yeah, it's really something else. But you know, if you go look at the lab tonight, he did this video. Nobody knows what happened to Rose. And as you can see, there's Christopher Marcos, Candace, Don Wells' son, Don Wells, and in the back there is Candace's brother. So, yeah, I think his name is Scott. Yeah, Scott Hare. But it's just strange, you guys. It is so strange. I don't know who that other person is there. But yeah, I found it interesting. You can get quite some good information from Josh on that channel. So yeah, I'd really like to know more about Rose Bly and why she went missing. And I have looked up a lot of stuff, but I'd really like to see that girl get justice. So, but yeah, Candace, you've been abusing. Don, you've been abusing your little girl, all your children. It really makes me sad. It really does. Poor Summer. I hope she gets justice for that. But look, I'm just saying, look at the cover of Zap Girls. I mean, look at Summer. She looks absolutely horrible. She looks like she's a cancer victim. Here, they shaved her bald. She's bruised up. She doesn't look well. She doesn't look healthy. And I think that's horrible, what they did to her. And I'd be really afraid to sleep in that basement, like I said before in some of my videos. Can you imagine? My mom had a dark, scary basement like that, and all cement, and it scared me to go down there, and there was nothing down there. But I mean, just looking at their basement, man, I'd be afraid of it too. I mean, think about this. There were rats, because we heard there were rats at the house. And we heard that there were cockroaches. So think about this in the house. If she's seen any of that, and there was anything like that in the basement, I'm really concerned. I've always thought that when you look on that basement wall, when Chris McDonough did the interview, when he went to the house, Don and Candace's house, I have always thought that was some kind of camera in the wall. And there was a lot of videotapes down there and stuff. And I just wondered, in VCRs, I wondered if they were videotaping her. Or something going on down there. We're talking about a very sick family here. And those who defend them and feel sorry for them and will fight with others. I've had so many people fight with me and say, oh, you're terrible. Don and Candace, they're good people. You just don't know them. You just don't understand them. They're just hillbillies. They're just poor. They're just this. They're just that. It's a bunch of nonsense. I make no excuses for Don and Candace. None whatsoever. Because I seen how they treated their daughter. And it wasn't good. And people want to lie and people want to fight and say, oh, those weren't bruises on her. Like if you put a picture up of Summer and you can see all the bruises, they'd say, oh no, that's not bruises, that's just the lighting. Really? And I know that Candace touched up that photo and did some editing and coloring to that video of Summer Wells in the back seat with those milk jugs, because it looks like she applied lipstick to her, and she might have even used some other filters if Summer was looking really bad, like if her skin looked really bad. I mean, there's all kinds of filters out now that you can block that stuff out. So I don't think Candace is stupid at all. I think she knows what she's doing. And I think Don and Candace and the whole lot of them, Grandis, all the whole family, I think they're all a bunch of really bad people who probably shouldn't have had children. But I do feel sorry for them boys, and I hope that they do well in life. And I hope they try to get over these parents. I know that Candace's other daughter is doing just fine. The one that she never visited, that she signed over and didn't want to try to get her back or visit her. Her daughter's name is Candace too. Floatin or whatever. But she's doing just fine. And so I'm really glad. And I'm glad that she got away from you, because I know her life would have been destroyed even worse. So thank God for some blessings. But anyways, you guys, I don't want to run this video too long. I think people get sick of it or bored. But I wanted to talk about that abuse. It's another witness, another person talking about the abuse in Summer Wells' home. You guys keep praying for her. Don't give up on her. Just keep praying for her. And try to stay happy and calm and have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow and relax and just be blessed and know that, you know, God's with you. He's on your side. And he's on Summer Wells' side. There might be 1 million people who, you know, stick up for Summer. And there might be 1 million people who stick up for Don and Candace. But the only one that matters is God. And he is her lawyer. He is her judge. He is her defender. He knows exactly what went on, Don and Candace. He knows exactly what you did. And he's going to expose it. And he's going to reveal it. And you're going to get in trouble. And you're going to pay for what happened to your little girl. Because God wants justice more than the rest of us. Because he knows. And these people are not getting away with nothing. Nothing. So, anyways, I just want to tell you I love you all. Thank you for being here. And God bless you. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Good night.